it is so lovely to see all the young authors and their supporters, because I think there are a lot of other children who are not authors, but they've come to support their friends. And of course, the parents who've taken so much trouble to come all the way here for this book launch. And of course, the teachers and the principals and our esteemed guests, the guest, Dr. Pandey, and I mean, one has to totally congratulate Mr. Brahmam and the Brainfeed for this beautiful book. I mean, I can't get over the cover. It's so beautiful. It's really nice. Look at the back and the front cover. Beautifully designed. It's actually a great honor for me to be at this book launch. Because, I have often gone to schools where people invite me to talk about my writing journey or to talk about the art of writing. And when I speak to so many students in the hall, I find some really pointed questions coming at me. Things like, what do you do if you get a writer's block? Or can a villain be also a hero of a story? So these kind of questions are very technical questions. And I used to be very surprised that, how are children, students who are asking me these questions? But when the session ended, what I found is all these children, all these young children who were lined up to present me their books, because they had written and published books. So they were asking me these technical questions because they wanted to write more. And they were all, wanting to talk about it, talk about the problems that they faced when they are writing. So it's amazing, this kind of initiative taken by young minds and young readers. I don't know what I was doing when I was your age. I've definitely never thought of, writing and publishing the book as well. So a huge congratulations to all the young authors over here. Now, when I read those books, I learned something from them, and I'm going to share with you right now my learnings from reading the books written by young authors. So first and foremost, what I noticed is that there was this unique blend of imagination and perspective. Young people, they give us a fresh and a very insightful look at the world. Now, we just heard some of the premises of the stories here. Did you all notice that many of them were about society and things that are happening in society? So, while we think that, young people, they are so involved in screens and in AI and in online things that they're not really seeing what's happening around them, but they are observing. And that is what has come out in their stories, and wonderful. And I think if we read them, we will also get a new focus, a new angle to the stories. I have also been an author. As an adult, I have been writing for children. But the best thing is when children write for themselves. They take up this whole thing of telling stories. So I'll again share a personal anecdote. So when I was a young child, one thing that I always did was read. And I was a total bookworm. I would, swallow one book a day kind of a thing. So while I would read, and as I started growing up, a dream started forming inside me. I thought to myself, what would happen if I could write this kind of interesting stories, so interesting, so appealing that everybody would want to read them. And that dream kept growing with me until I could make it into a reality. And I'm so happy that I am today writing. And, a lot of readers, they read my books and they come back to me and they tell me how they enjoyed my books, and nothing gives me more pleasure. So, like Sir said, that there are a lot of children here who have told him that we don't want to take this up as a career. Well, you can always have a career and you can always write on the side. So it can be a side hustle. And let me tell you, it gives a huge amount of satisfaction when you hear people coming back to you and telling you, oh, you wrote that story and that was so good. Why don't you write more? So I think children, if they start young, that's the best. Rather than adults write for children. Because let me tell you my experience. It's a struggle to enter into the child's world and write in a way that is appealing to children. But when children write, they connect to readers, especially children, very easily. Because they're writing about things that matter to children. They're writing about their world. They're writing about family. They're writing about challenging situations that they may be under. They're they will be undergoing. They're talking about growing up, and there are a lot of challenges while they're growing up. So those narratives actually connect with their readers. So I believe if children write, nothing is better than that because they can write the best about the world around them. But I also believe another thing that children's literature is not just the impact of children's literature is not just on entertainment. The impact goes much beyond that because when children read stories which are about their own world, they are able to relate to them, to these narratives. They are able to understand their own experiences and the world around them. Also, it is like a safe space where they can explore difficult situations. They can explore their emotions because as you grow up, different kinds of emotions grow in you, and sometimes it becomes difficult for you to express those emotions. But when you see them written down by somebody, maybe a child author, you're immediately able to think, oh, that's exactly what's happening to me. So you're able to relate, you see, and you're able to also explore and see how did that person solve their problem, their difficult situation. So maybe I can use the same solution. So these are the reasons I think children's literature is very important. And there's another thing that I have found that I can do, which is you can always use children's stories and storytelling as a mode to disseminate information and knowledge. So I know how boring it is to read textbooks, okay? But if the same thing is given to you in a story form, you'd love it. Isn't it? So that is what I also do. I usually weave in a lot of info bits into my stories, but I always make sure that the story is appealing, is engaging the reader. So this is another way that storytelling or children's literature is very, very important. And I think we should just keep doing this. And I will constantly encourage young children to please write. But here I will just put in a note of caution. All of you have favorite authors, right? And I think those favorite authors have given you the inspiration to write. But try not to imitate those authors' styles or their themes. Try to find your own voice. Try to write in your own way and never feel afraid that will people laugh at me? No, they won't. So have the courage to go out and say what you want to say and write it down. You don't have to copy anyone else. You have your own voice. You have your own way of thinking. Express it. And you will find that the world will probably agree with you. And I'll end it up, I'll conclude it by giving you some quotes by favorite authors, well-known authors. So for example, our very, very beloved author, Sudha Murthy, what does she say? She says, let children choose their dreams. And I completely agree. And that does not pertain only to writing, it also pertains to reading. So I would advise and suggest to teachers and parents here, please do not choose what your child should read or write simply because you think that's good for him or her. Let them choose. They know that what engages them, what interests them, where is their inclination. So let them choose whatever they want to write about or whatever they want to read. So choose your dream. Another thing that another author says, try to be a little different. Try to see, like I said, that you might have a favorite author and, for example, that author is writing about space and you are interested in space. Can you make your story a little different? That is what you should aim for. And J.K. Rowling, this is what she says. Some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something. Unless you live so cautiously that you don't live at all. So that is what she says. And finally, I'll end up by what Roald Dahl says. He says, above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you. Because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Does it ring a bell? Thank you so much.